Branson.
Hey.
He's back.
Good morning.
In front of the camera, not behind the camera. Courtney is busy this morning. Yeah. Working hard. So you're going to step in and do a great job. I'm sure have some crazy takes as usual.
Hey, I'll be honest. You and I have like a similar.
I know that's the problem is that we're both very cynical, and I feel like
and we sit next to each other,
and then it becomes a very negative podcast. So I'll try to play the part of Courtney.
Well, let me just random question, totally off the cuff here, but Tony, because he told me his answer. Are you gonna watch Toy Story 5? I just want to know.
Oh yeah, I have she's gonna be a 2-year-old.
Would you watch it if you didn't have a kid?
So to be honest with you, I do like those animated movies. For a period of time, I really didn't watch anything except for TV shows.
Okay.
Because I just don't have time. But yes, I actually love the Toy Story franchise because I was like the same age as Andy when he was in the show. Like throughout the thing, like when he left, like that's when I was, I think, going to college. So it's like, I love Toy Story.
You sure you didn't get inspiration from the Sid character?
Why do you say that? Do you guys think I look like him?
No.
Or you think I'm a bully?
No. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
Let's move on.
No, I associate myself with Andy. Okay, cool. So we got some pretty big stories. So we have a huge update with Diddy. Not his what he's currently in jail for, but a separate case that he could face charges for in LA has now been submitted to the DA. So we'll get into all the details about more charges potentially for Diddy. A$AP Rocky, first time speaking out about that, really scary shooting that happened at his house in Beverly Hills. He did an interview where he spoke on it. We haven't heard from A$AP or Rihanna for that matter on that matter. So
this is when a car rolled up and sprayed the house.
Yeah, it was a woman, I believe, that was
crazy.
Yeah, she drove
across the country.
Yeah, so really wild. And then a story that I was actually working on late last night with some other people here. One of Taylor's, after, I mean, this thing was posted at 8:30, bro.
Jeez, man,
I'm usually in bed at 9.
You're working on your laptop at home?
Yeah, I mean, we're making calls and stuff. But this is a Taylor Swift, I guess we can say ex-best friend who will likely not be attending the wedding, and there's a huge rift between the two. So we will get into that.
All right, let's get to it.
Okay, so for Diddy. So, I mean, this guy, it's funny because we knew about this case, and when I heard the allegations, I mean, there have been so many people that have come forward with different allegations against Diddy, and a lot of them, probably clearly valid. Some, you never know if it's just people trying to jump on the train to try to get some money or clout or whatever.
At some point, he was facing, I think, over 50 civil suits.
It's just crazy. It's really, and I thought that was kind of an issue. I mean, granted, if he did all these things, yes, definitely come forward. But people who do it just for like clout or to think they're going to get paid off because to pile on that these allegations are false, I feel like it really muddies the water for the actual victims here. So I didn't know about this one. I didn't think this was going to have any validity when I first read this. But turns out it does. So this guy, what is his name? Branson, can you help me?
His name is...
I know he's a publicist.
Yikes. We don't have... Where's the name?
Why am I... Oh, there it is. I found it. Publicist Jonathan Hay. So he filed a sexual battery. He made some allegations. Originally, he filed these in Florida. They ended up transferring him to LA because it was not the right jurisdiction of where it happened. And his claims are that in 2020, he was in a room alone with Diddy. And according to him, Diddy masturbated into one of Biggie's shirts. And Hay says, according to Hayes, Diddy then told him to come finish him off, quote. And he alleges Diddy threw the shirt at him after ejaculating into it.
Oh.
This is pretty raunchy stuff at, what time is it?
If you're driving
7?
And you're listening to this, we probably should have said viewer discretion.
Yeah, if you're with your kids, sorry about that. So anyways, he filed a police report, originally, like I said, in Largo, Florida, got transferred to LA, and we now know the update is that the LAPD detectives completed the investigation, and they submitted their findings to the LA DA. So now the DA, basically what they do is they look at, the investigation and everything that they've compiled and decide whether or not to charge him.
Do you think the LA DA will take a chance on this case? I highly doubt it. They don't take cases where it's a huge risk on them, typically, right?
Yeah, I would say that, but I also would say that Hochman, who is the head of the LA DA, it seems like these high-profile cases he likes to take on, and he gets in front of the microphone and does press conferences, and it wouldn't shock me if they're going to try to pursue something with Diddy. I mean, the other Diddy case in Florida was by far, was that last year? Or was it 2 years ago? That was, I mean, it was the biggest story of the year. It lasted months and months and months. And I think a lot of people think that Diddy is a bad guy. And whether he did this, I don't know.
How do you prove this?
Yeah, I mean, they clearly, Jonathan Hayes.
What DNA?
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know what the actual investigators have. And obviously the DA is going to have to look at what they actually have and then make a decision. But yeah, so just more trouble for Diddy as always. But like I said, I was just kind of surprised because when I first read these allegations, this kind of seemed like a far-fetched story, but
yeah, 100%.
But I mean, the DA is looking into it. So while he is sitting in prison, he is now facing potentially more criminal charges. So not a good day to be Diddy.
What is the potential sentence for a guy who does something like this? You think?
That I don't know. So the other allegations that he makes in this is that he says he flew back to LA
Sexual
like
battery.
a year later. Yeah, sexual battery. And he was working with CJ Wallace, who's Biggie, and he claims he ended up alone with Diddy. Oh, is that his? Oh, yeah. What am I saying? In 2020. Yeah. So that's his son. And he ended up alone with Diddy. And then Hay alleges that Diddy called him a snitch and forced his penis into him.
Well, the better question is.
So yes, that's sexual battery.
When he threw the shirt, did the stuff fall off the shirt?
Yeah, that actually, well, that's
onto him.
Because it's like if you spit at somebody, if it doesn't hit them, but if it hits them, I think Harvey always tells me that that's battery or something.
It is battery. I actually just watched a body cam last night where a criminal spit in the face of a cop. And it's battery.
There's nothing there's legit nothing worse, more disrespectful you can do than spit on someone. But maybe
this is, I think,
maybe throwing the shirt with all that stuff on it is rough. Anyways, we'll see what the DA concludes.
I'll say this: the LAPD investigating this for months is kind of a hint to the possibility that you're right. It could happen.
Yeah, I mean,
spending all that resources on that, like seriously, on a bogus story like that. Okay,
totally. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe bogus, maybe not.
Maybe not.
ASAP Rocky, you want to get into this?
Yeah, so this was a very terrifying situation. Back in March of 2026, this year, a woman drove by ASAP Rocky in Rihanna's house and sprayed nearly, allegedly, 10 bullets into the property. Ivana Lizette Ortiz, she was charged with attempted murder, multiple felony, gun charges, and her quote to the court is, "I wasn't attempting murder." When what were you trying to do?
Yeah, this was a very, very odd situation. Definitely seemed like a disturbed individual for sure.
And Rihanna, she spoke a little bit about it. We've heard through sources, but ASAP Rocky now speaking out. Do we have the clip, Tony, or is it just this?
It's written.
It's a written one. Okay, got you. So Rocky said that it was effed up that someone allegedly tried to harm him and his family. He explained the shooting robbed him of the peace and joy of simply being free, and it continues to affect him months later. He said, I mean, it would.
If someone,
kid.
Yeah, you would, especially if your kids are there, that's like a whole different scenario.
And some of the bullets hit the trailer outside.
Yeah, that apparently someone was in at the time. So super scary. I mean, you have to sell the house. I mean, you can't live there anymore. It's just like not safe. And you guys, they have the money. And I mean, they're clearly the victims in this, but like you have to sell the house and you have to live. If you're them, you got to live somewhere where there's, more, they could take more security. You have to go through people to even get to your house.
Can I tell you who has a good situation in LA with something like this that could never happen?
Who?
Is Ryan Seacrest.
What?
So me and my girlfriend drove around the Hollywood homes, right? And we drive.
This is what you guys do in your free
This is a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
This is a long time ago. Back when I was a little more starstruck about being here. Okay, so we went to Ryan Seacrest's home, and the way he has it set up is genius. He's got a large, what's it called? Those bushes that are, hedge. He's got a very large hedge, like towering high, all the way across to a big gate that's like towering and is like bulletproof looking. Can't see through it. You can't see anything. You can't see a thing, not even an ounce.
Yeah, a lot of those houses, especially over in those areas of Beverly Hills, are like they have the massive walls.
Right. This one is a little up in the hill.
Got it.
It sounds like this one was kind of easy to drive by.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that someone was able to just go on the street and shoot into the wall in the house is obviously really scary. It sucks because it's like they probably love that home, but I just don't see how you could ever go back to living in a home where that happened.
Yeah. He also reminisced on growing up in New York, joking that years ago you couldn't even have a cookout for more than an hour because MFers start shooting.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
he's seen his fair share of action.
for sure, and he probably thought that those days were long behind him. But yeah, I mean, a very scary story, and glad everyone is safe.
But they're okay.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be good for this woman. Have you seen the videos of her talking?
Yeah, she
herself?
doesn't seem all totally all.
I don't think
there.
she'll stand trial.
No,
my
I
opinion.
think it was like a stalker situation.
Yeah,
No,
there's
I'm not
some
100%
insanity.
sure of what was going on. But.
Schizophrenia. She
Was
like
that what she
talking
was?
to
She
the
was obsessed
walls.
with Rihanna, right? But then it's like if you're obsessed with someone, why are you shooting at their house?
Like obsessed and like just like she was afraid that she's gonna kill her, and like she was just like, you know,
Not all the way there.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well,
Let's move on to our final story.
yeah. So this
Your
was
story.
interesting. So a report came out yesterday that Kelly Teller and Miles Teller were not invited to the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce wedding. Which
Kinda
was
shocking.
Which was shocking to a lot of
Yeah.
people. We started digging into it a little bit, and obviously Kelly has been friends with Taylor Swift for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They partied together, in the suite at the Super Bowl. Miles and Kelly have been featured in one of her music videos. I mean, this is like a friendship that's gone back a decade.
Mm-hmm.
But people have noticed that the last year or so, they haven't really been spotted together. And Miles Teller was asked on a red carpet about the wedding, and he gave like a very weird answer. That was, now that you watch that video, you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. At the time, you think people are just scared to talk about the wedding because they're going to get uninvited, or the secrecy behind it. But what we found out from sources is that there's, I guess, a big rift between Kelly and Taylor Swift. And one source was putting it that they have a lot of mutual friends, and the mutual friends are hopeful that this rift will somehow be squashed before the wedding, and that maybe they will end up going. But as of now, they're not attending the wedding. That's kind of crazy.
That's how do you get into this kind of rift with Miles?
So that
Teller?
what I'm being told is it doesn't have to do with Miles Teller at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kelly and Taylor Swift, and that they're basically no longer best friends. The person I was speaking to about the rift wouldn't get into details about what the rift was about.
Mm-hmm.
We spoke to some other sources who basically put it like they drifted apart and they have they have lifestyle differences. That's how they put it. And they wouldn't get into more detail than that. So obviously we're still kind of working on this story and trying to really find out what the root of this is. But it's just interesting that it's like she was best friends with Kelly Teller and Blake Lively for, decades, and both of them seemingly are not going to be at her wedding.
What's the Drake line? F fake friends where your real friends at.
I don't like you quoting Drake, man.
This man Branson brings up the most, and they're good. So I'll give you credit; they're good songs.
But the way he quotes rap lyrics, that should be banned.
How do you
from
want
the
me to
pod.
do it? You want me to do it?
No, it's just
where real friends at.
Oh,
no,
no.
it's just like
It's just fun
random
coming
good
from
Drake
you.
songs.
Where real friends at. I can't do the Drake voice.
Yeah, no, it was
But,
no. That actually,
you know what?
That works. here, though.
So my question is are they invited anyway? Like when you have a beef with friends,
No.
you sometimes you extend the olive branch anyway in
No.
hopes. But the thing is with Taylor, and I might be wrong, but apparently, and this is one thing, she was calling people to save the date, calling guests, which I imagine that was the wedding invitation over the phone.
Yeah.
So how would they get a wedding invitation if there was no call?
No, for sure. And I know she didn't make every single call, so I guess she could have had whoever she was having do some of the calls call
Sure,
her.
yeah.
But I will say, like, after planning a wedding, if like your wife or your bride or your fiance doesn't like a girl or whatever, she's not inviting her to the wedding. Like, you're just not getting an invite. Like, even if there's like some serious beef going on, it's not happening.
I bet you a lot of the men are happy Miles might not be going, because when Miles shows up, he's got that rockin' mustache on.
He's married.
He's married. But we all know.
He's married.
Yeah, but we all know when women see Miles Teller.
He's a handsome guy.
mind.
There's also a lot of other handsome guys there that are probably going to be single.
Not like Miles Teller, though. You remember the whole era from Top Gun?
I mean, I like Miles
Logs.
Teller. He seems like a
Logs.
cool guy. I mean, the guy is handsome. He's a pretty good actor, but
I tried to grow a mustache after that.
I was wondering why he kept mentioning the mustache.
Tried to grow a mustache.
Didn't work out.
Did not grow.
I've done it a few times. It's
You got a mustache.
No, I know, but when I just leave the mustace, I kind of look like a pedophile.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, you just
gotta
go
go.
all the way. You got to put like the Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
And all that.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like they'll be attending. So, and I feel like the last thing I'll say about this is I feel like Taylor Swift is the type of girl that when she cuts you out, you're out, bro. There's no reconciling.
Kinda sad.
There's no like, we're not going to be friends again. There's no like, let's meet in the middle. It's like, you're out. So I think they're out.
just so
Well,
whatever.
they'll have to.
I don't think
they'll have to make
you couldn't
different
pay me to be
plans
friends with Taylor
for over July 4th weekend.
Okay.
That's allegedly when it's happening.
Moving to our comment.
Yeah. So comments. Diddy, Sunrisa Oliveris. Diddy is right where he belongs. Yep, that's what the court decided. Pamela Green. Many people will come forward while he's in prison to keep him from getting out. People are afraid of him and want to keep him from revenge.
Yeah, that's a big scare too. That's why I would never go after him with false allegations or civil stuff because, hey, he could come out, you could get your money, you can get your payoff, and then all of a sudden you're driving one day and there's a accident. You know, things like that scare me.
Dude, I know people made that, like all the people who like, you know, were testified against him in trial. Like, wouldn't you be scared? Granted, I'm not in their shoes, but it's like, what are you guys going to be scared of? Like, he's going to be under a microscope when he gets out.
Yeah, but
he wants to go. You think he wants to go back to prison?
You never know with these people, man. Like they
That's
don't-
true,
they
I
make
guess.
revenge more important than their entire life.
Yeah,
And they think they can get away with it by
could be-
using other people.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point.
Just saying.
ASAP Rocky, Brandon Kuhn. Where did ASAP Rocky house get shot up at? I think it's in Beverly Hills.
It
right?
was Beverly Hills. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Beverly
The
Hills.
place with the gray fire hydrants. Silver fire hydrants.
You know some random facts.
Okay, here's the thing. You should know that.
They're yellow.
It's from the TMZ tour. All the fire hydrants in Beverly Hills are silver. And then
Like
once
metallic?
Yeah, like a silver. And once you're outside of it and you see yellow, it means you're not in Beverly Hills anymore.
That's actually a good
Part of our tour,
That's
man.
a good fun fact. You've done the tour?
You've never done the tour?
I haven't. No.
No, wait, you've never been on the TMZ
I've
tour?
never been on the tour.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, you're like in the tour, I think.
Am I?
I'm sure you're on some video.
Yeah, I'd love to do it when I have some free time. Maybe I'll take
When
my
you have
daughter.
some free time. You don't have free time now.
Yeah, I do not. All right, guys. Well, we will. You can tune in this afternoon. Is it gonna be? Are you always in the afternoon?
Always in the afternoon.
Okay,
man.
so tune in the afternoon, and hopefully, well, not hopefully. I don't want to say hopefully. Courtney,
have,
Courtney may be back tomorrow.
And we'll have lots of activities for you guys this afternoon.
Activities.
Yeah.
All right. Tune in.
See you later.